Hello ladies and gentlemen, in this episode we will talk about grappa Poli. The Poli company is located in Schiavon, a small town in the province of Vicenza, located in the northeast of Italy. Schiavon is located in the Venetian Plain, a few kilometers from the Asiago Plateau, a mountainous area characterized by splendid landscapes and an important cheese-making tradition. Moving eastward, we find the Castle of Marestica, an imposing medieval building located in a panoramic position on the Venetian Plain. The castle is famous for the game of living chess, a famous event that takes place every 2 years in September. Furthermore, northeast of Schiavon, we find the Valdobbiadene area, a hilly area famous for the production of Prosecco, a sparkling white wine much appreciated in Italy and abroad. Valdobbiadene is located in the Veneto region and together with the surrounding areas produces about 80 million bottles of Prosecco per year. In summary, the area where the Poli company is located is characterized by a great variety of landscapes, from the mountains of the Asiago Plateau to the hills of Valdobbiadene, passing through the Venetian Plain. This area is rich in traditions, art, culture, and good food and has always been at the center of Poli's activity in producing high-quality grappa. Like the Poli family, many Venetian families settled here in the late Middle Ages, on the Asiago Plateau to clear the land and cultivate it. Families that towards the end of the 19th century moved down to the plain, where it was easier to conduct productive and commercial activities. But let's also focus a bit on the history of the Poli family. The history of the Poli family is rooted in the Venetian Plain, already since 1390 with the farmer Gasparo who had 2 sons, Pietro and Polo. Polo in turn had sons, nicknamed the Poles, and it is precisely from here that Poli became the official surname of the family. The history of the Poli family changes when Giobetta opens an inn in Schiavon and then begins to produce straw hats. In 1885, Giobetta wants to follow his passion and begins to distill grappa with a mobile still that later is prohibited by the government and therefore Giobetta is forced to install the first fixed still in 1898, precisely in the current headquarters of the Poli distillery, in Schiavon. After Giobetta's death, the business was carried on by his son Giovanni. Giovanni was in fact the first to install the telephone in this area. During the First World War, the company had to face many difficulties due to the shortage of raw materials and rationing, but managed to survive thanks to the tenacity of the family members and their employees. In the 1920s and 1930s, the Poli distillery gained a reputation as a high-quality producer, thanks to its artisanal distillation technique and careful selection of raw materials. However, the Second World War represented a new challenge for the company, which had to face the destruction of part of its heritage and the lack of male personnel, called to arms, first and foremost which Tony, Giovanni's son. Tony experienced the Second World War on the front line as a young lieutenant of the Bersaglieri, commanded the 8th Garibaldi Regiment stationed in Poli. On the left, with a group of comrades riding a Guzzi motorcycle, the passion of a lifetime. Given that his brother Giobetta was also at the front, the distillery had been left to the elderly Giovanni Poli, together with the older workers who were unable to fight, and the women. In this difficult context, women played a fundamental role in the Poli grappa distillery, taking on leadership roles in the management of the company and in the production of grappa. Thanks to their determination and commitment, the company managed to survive the war and continue its production of high-quality grappa. In the 1950s and 1960s, the Poli grappa distillery experienced a period of great economic growth and also improvements as Tony Poli improved the distillation system in 1956 by adding a small boiler and adopting the steam passage from one boiler to another and thus managed to keep pace with the growing demand for grappa from Italian consumers. However, in the 1970s, the company faced a new challenge: the competition of industrial grappa producers, and also a fire in the distillery's granary, which caught fire due to the spontaneous combustion of the pine cones used to fuel the steam generator burner. Tony managed to extract 2 employees who were about to suffocate from the deposit. However, the Poli grappa distillery decided to maintain its tradition of artisanal production and to focus on the quality of its products rather than quantity. This choice proved successful and the company managed to maintain its position as a leader in the market for high-quality grappa. In the 1990s, the Poli grappa distillery opened a new production plant, equipped with advanced technologies and a research laboratory for the development of new products. In 2000, the company also opened a tasting and training center, with the aim of promoting the culture of grappa and providing consumers with information on its production and organoleptic characteristics. It should also be said that the grappas of the Poli distillery are stored in barriques, which are small French oak wood barrels that tend to give the contained liquor a particular spicy and smoky aroma. The Poli distillery barrel-aged grappas are elevated from the wood only, making the final result pleasantly intense and round. For those who don't know, a round taste in jargon is a taste in which sweet flavors balance acid and tannic flavors. A round liquor is smooth and gentle on the tongue, soft and balanced in all its essence, giving sensations of enveloping and softness, which invite you to taste them in the company of dark chocolate or a good cigar. In recent years, the Poli grappa distillery has continued to grow and innovate, introducing new varieties of grappa and collaborating with important chefs and bartenders to create new recipes and pairings. Today, the company is recognized internationally as one of the main producers of high-quality grappa, which combines artisanal tradition with research and development. In the last 10 years, the Poli company has continued to grow and consolidate in the spirits market, becoming increasingly known also internationally. The company's turnover has grown steadily, reaching around €10 million in 2020. Among the most important projects of recent years, we can mention the opening of the Poli Grappa Museum, inaugurated in 2014 inside the historic building of the company in Skiaven. The museum aims to make the history and culture of grappa known, through a multimedia and interactive path that involves visitors of all ages. The Poli Grappa Museum is located in Skiaven. It is a museum dedicated to the history and production of grappa, a traditional Italian spirit made from pomace, the leftover skins, seeds, and stems of grapes after the wine-making process. The museum showcases the history of the Poli family, and offers visitors a unique opportunity to learn about the production process of grappa, as well as to sample different varieties of the spirit. The museum features a collection of antique distillation equipment, historic documents, and photographs that illustrate the evolution of the grappa production process. Visitors can also take part in guided tours of the distillery, where they can witness the production process firsthand, from the crushing of the grapes to the distillation and aging of the spirit. In addition to the museum and distillery tours, the Poli family also operates a restaurant on site, where visitors can enjoy traditional Italian cuisine paired with different varieties of grappa. The museum is a must-visit destination for grappa enthusiasts and anyone interested in the history and culture of Italian spirits. We can also mention that the company is actively engaged in research and the launch of new products, such as the grappa wine di Amarona, made in collaboration with some producers in the Valpolicella area. This product has won numerous awards and recognitions nationally and internationally, contributing to the growth of the company. Participation in international fairs and events, such as the Bar Convent Berlin, and the Expo Bordeaux. So these occasions have allowed the company to present its products to an increasingly vast public and to expand its presence on foreign markets. Okay ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today. Thank you for your attention and don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and write us in the comments what you think of our videos.